What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I actually just got back from drift day a little bit while ago. I'm in the same clothes that I wore yesterday to work on my car again. But this is a Subaru fix part 2. But I'll give you guys a run through of what I got and what's going to be going on the car. So to start it all off, I'm going to go ahead and do an oil change because pulled the turbo off. Coolant and oil both leaked out. So going to do both of those. Then moving over, I got my new MLS gaskets kit and everything that I need. Then digging deeper, got some new hose clamps, which you guys saw all last video. And then I also got some new exhaust manifold gaskets. Those will all be really handy. Got some new bolts. Got some new crush washers for the turbo line, the oil line. Got a new ground strap. More exhaust bolts. And then I believe that's the hose for the turbo. And then I got a new license plate cover because the old one was broken. But this is all that's going to be going on the car today. And then I should be able to give you guys a little breakdown as I'm putting it all back together of what I'm doing. And then you guys can hopefully take out a turbo on your own and put it back together too. So keep in mind, I did have drift day today. So I wanted to get to bed early last night. I went to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock because I had to get up super early again today. So I definitely could have done this all yesterday, even with the dark out, because putting it back together is going to be way easier than taking it apart, because now I actually know what I'm doing. Yesterday I had no idea what I was doing. I've never taken the turbo off my car. So it was kind of like a trial and error sort of thing. I had to, figure out what goes to what goes where, what is connected to this, what's connected to that, yada, 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 so on and so forth. But everything else going back on the car should make it super simple, super easy. Yeah, let's get to it. All right, so as you guys saw yesterday, took everything apart, put it all away. So what we're going to be replacing today is going to be the gasket that goes here. I got new MLS gaskets for my headers. I got new bolts for my up pipe, from headers to up pipe, because those were destroyed. And then I'm going to clean off these surfaces as well so I can get a nice tight seal. Then going to be replacing a few other gaskets along with that, and then hopefully everything else should bolt up and go right back together just as I took it off. And so as everyone that knows car stuff, we all know that that's usually not the case. So I'm going to keep my spirits high and just try and knock it out as best as I can, because I got a lot of work here. But we're going to go ahead and start with the turbo. I'm going to go ahead and put that back on and get that all situated, and then just kind of work from there on. So turbo, up pipe, headers, and then just kind of work off of that. All right, so I got the turbo out. Currently going to go ahead and install the new gasket on the coolant return line here. Take these bolts off. I went ahead and cleaned this up last night, and I also cleaned the surface of this so I could get a nice tight seal. So if we go into my little parts bin, if you will, open it up and you can see brand new header, or not headers, but brand new MLS gaskets for the up pipe and the down pipe. And then I have my beautiful paper gaskets for the coolant return hose, which hopefully they fit, but from the looks of it they look a little small, so I might have to do some modifications here. Went ahead, put this hose back on, or put the tube back on with the new gasket. I did end up having to cut it out to make it a little bit bigger like that one, but I have an extra just in case that one doesn't work. And then this is going to go back on now. I'm going to put the hose on it, which I'm pretty sure I have in here. Yeah. Gonna go ahead and put the hose back on it with some new clamps, which I have right here. Put that back on it, on there, make sure it's nice and tight on top and bottom side, and then hopefully everything else should be smooth sailing from there. All right, so I got the turbo line all on, got the new clamps on it. Go ahead and just drop it on in there. Now keep in mind there is a hose on the bottom here that you have to find that other, it's the breather hose for the heads. Should just slip right on it just like that. I just got mine on there. Yep, so then now that that's on there, you should be able to just kind of force its way on in. You might need to take your intake hose here, kind of adjust that a little bit. I cut my hand pretty good, but I'm all right. But go ahead and just kind of shove her on in there. Give her a little wiggle. Slide it back on your intake hose like so. Bada bing, bada boom, and there you go. You also want to make sure that a bunch of your lines and stuff aren't going to get crimped or cut or, you know, pinched in the wrong way. So got to make sure everything lines up as it's supposed to. So just for an added measure, I'm going to go ahead and grab my downpipe. I'm going to look and make sure that all the bolts are going to line up properly. So with that being said, I'm going to feed it up from the bottom. All right, so in this process, I didn't actually show you guys, but while you're putting the up pipe in, you have to like twist it to get it to fit in properly. So you just kind of have to like wiggle it in there, twist it clockwise, counterclockwise. Just because of the way it's designed, it only fits in a specific way, but just wanted to mention that. So I got the up pipe set. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and feed it up from the bottom. Make sure that all my holes are going to line up how they're supposed to the bottom of my turbo. So there should be a stud there and there. And there, you heard it just kind of slide in, just like that. I don't really have a good angle at it. But that's basically where it's gonna sit. Kind of wiggle that pipe up there. You want it sitting as far forward as you can. Just to be sure that everything fits properly. All right, so I went ahead and got the turbo remounted properly. I got to put the new O-rings on this, my oil feed, which goes there. And then I have to retighten my intake hose and then connect that coolant line right there on the bottom, which is actually that hose right there. And then I can put the up pipe back on, down pipe on, and then pretty much smooth sailing from there. So hopefully everything goes properly. So ran into a few issues. Obviously it's dark now. I've been working for a while. Man, I got super sunburnt at drift day today. But so I accidentally dropped one of the brass washers into my turbo. So lo and behold, I actually have to take my turbo off and probably see if I can dump it out. Hopefully I'm able to, but if not, that's going to be a very expensive fix. All right, so lo and behold, I actually dropped the washer that's supposed to go on that into the turbo itself. So hopefully I can take all this back apart and find it. But that's going to be a very expensive fix if I cannot, because yeah, I'm sure you guys can understand why. All right, so I'm under the car. Go ahead and gonna put the up pipe in, but I went ahead and cleaned the exhaust ports. So this is how they looked beforehand. Absolutely disgusting, gross. And then I went and cleaned them, and that's what they look like now. So that way my new gaskets will give a very nice, nice seal. so I got my new gaskets here. That's for the downpipe. New gaskets for the headers. So I went ahead and cleaned this surface off too. Didn't really do it before and after, just trying to get it done because it's already kind of late. I still have to clean the driver's side gasket on the bottom of the block, but this looks way better than it did, and I think it's gonna have a very significant role in getting rid of my exhaust gasket leaks. But if we come up top, you can see I got the turbo back in. I got the O-rings on there, those brass O-rings replaced. And then I got the up pipe. I got that coolant hose on back. I got the oil line on, obviously. But got the few boost hoses. I'm gonna have to tighten the intake back on. But once I get this up pipe and headers in the right way and what I'm comfortable with, then everything else should be smooth sailing from there. I'm putting the headers back on now. And then obviously you guys can see that the up pipe is not the correct area. But once the headers sit up flush, I left that loose a little bit so I can just kind of wiggle it around kind of like this. Wiggle it around a little bit, that way I can get it to fit properly. But slow moving, but I'm just being sure that everything's gonna fit up properly, that I'm not gonna strip any bolts out and everything. So after that's all said and done, I'm gonna go ahead and do an oil change. And then I bought some coolant so that way all the coolant that I leaked out, I just have to burp the system and then go from there. Well, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. You guys can see I ran into a few issues with the stud stripping and shearing off, and that one down there, that one right there, you can see all the threads on it are gone. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. Got the turbo back on, which is good, but been fighting bolts and stripping shit all night. But headers and up pipe on with the new bolts. You just can see that there. Gonna go and see if I can order some new studs for the up pipe for tomorrow. But that's gonna be a wrap for this video. I know it was a little bit on the shorter side, but as you guys know, working on cars, nothing ever really goes as planned. Like I said, nothing really ever goes as planned, but it sucks. I was really hoping I could get it done tonight. I was feeling really motivated after drift day, but as you guys can see, my hands, I'm covered head to toe in grease and shit. So I think it's gonna go ahead and do it for this video. Like I said, I know it was kind of short, not very informative because I was dealing with a lot of issues tonight, but I'm gonna be back at it again tomorrow. So I'm gonna have a few things to go out tomorrow. We're gonna order some parts tonight, see if I can get them overnighted. But anyway, guys, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you did, make sure to thumbs up, make sure to like it, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification. You won't miss a new video. But like I said, I think it's gonna be a wrap for tonight. So stay spoolin', my friends. Y'all, peace out.